What up, YouTube? All right, we're wrapping it up. Back from yesterday. This is part two. Doing a quick wrap up of this guy. 2009 Spider Charge Spectacular Spider Man. Forgive me, y'all. Yesterday I kept saying 2008, but this figure actually came out in 2009. I just assumed it was 2008 because that's the year that the Spectacular Spider Man show came out. But this figure actually was released in 2009, so just want to be clear on that. But yeah, I did forget to mention also that for his articulation, he does have a thigh swivel on that ball joint, that ball and hinge joint. So he does have a thigh swivel. So I want to make sure I mention that. And I did find a way to finally get his legs to be closer together so that he's not in such an awkward pose. Because yesterday I had his legs all wide. He was in a wide stance. And the key to basically bringing his legs closer together so that he looks like he's in a normal standing position is basically you just want to get the hinge kind of towards the center, like as towards the center as you can, and then you can kind of swivel the thigh on that, and then he'll be able to kind of line his legs up better so that he doesn't have such a awkward stance. So there we go. Now we got the legs, nice and up and down instead of far out to the sides, basically in line with his shoulders. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I was gonna compare him to the wisecracking 12-inch Spider-Man. So I'll slide him aside, and here's his big brother, the 12-inch wisecracking Spider-Man right here, who looks honestly very, pretty similar. Um, and I got this guy, I think, like as a gift, as like a birthday gift when I was a kid, way like years ago. And just, I'd say like maybe within the last year or so, the batteries finally ran out on me. But basically, yeah, you press this button on his chest and he he spits a bunch of quips and wisecracks. But recently the battery died on me, and I did try to change it, but I couldn't get the screw off for the back piece to put new batteries in him. So I'll have to try again with that later. But yeah, he actually does come with like a clear plastic utility belt thing, but I took it off just so that I could try to get into the battery part. But for the longest time, I didn't even know that you could take that belt off. But yeah, you can take it off, and you kind of have to change the batteries. But here he is compared with his little brother, little brother to big brother, and they look very similar. And so I just wanted to mention to you guys, in case you're ever wondering, if you see maybe one of these guys on eBay or something, and you're not sure if which one is which, because they could easily something that I thought about is that the seller could easily take a picture of this guy, the big one, far away, and say that it was the 6-inch version, this guy basically. And so if you're ever curious, just notice the hands. You know, in the video you can see right here, the small inch version, he has the kind of semi open hand on his right hand, and then the web shooting on his left. And then it's the opposite on the 12-inch wisecracking version. So he has the web flipping hand on his right hand and the semi closed one on his left. At least, from the way that I'm facing. But if you were to, like in the camera, obviously this looks like his left hand, and that's his right. So, but yeah, you get the point. So that's a big indicator to tell the difference between the two, so you don't get confused and end up buying the wrong figure, because that would suck. But anyways, let's get into some size comparisons, and we will get out of here. So I do have one figure actually from the Spectacular Spider-Man series that I got multiple when I was a kid, but here is a comparison with him and Sandman, one of these Sandman releases. And there was actually another one that they released in the Spider Charge series where he kind of has like a wind or like a sand turbine for one of his hands. But here he is next to that Sandman that I have, which has like a gimmick. You press like this little lever on his back, and he kind of moves his hand like that. But anyways, height wise, you can see they stand pretty good. Spidey's like pretty close. They're pretty close in height. So there is that Spectacular Spider-Man Sandman. Here he is next to the 2099 Spider-Man. from the Demo Goblin Build-A-Figure wave from Hasbro. So that's how they stack together. You see Spectacular Spidey just a little bit shorter than him. And of course, we got to get him next to the McFarlane Spider-Man. Because these right now are my top 2 favorite Spider-Man figures of all time. I mean, these are like probably my 2 most rare, for sure, Spider-Man figures that I have in the collection. And I would never give these 2 away probably for anything unless I like desperately needed the money. So, but yeah, you can see them side by side there. Make sure the light's real good on them. But yeah, you can see, and obviously, McFarlane Spider-Man's colors are a little bit darker, of course, and he's got, shading and things throughout himself. So, but yeah, nice. I really like the color scheme between both of these figures, so that's dope. And last but not least, I'll show you guys what he looks like next to an MCU Spider-Man, because I'm sure you probably want to see that as a comparison. So here he is next to the Tom Holland No Way Home integrated suit Spider-Man. Make sure there we go. So that's how they stack side by side. And they're like pretty much the same height. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, man, that's going to do it for the review. Yeah, again, sorry it was such a long video. I had to actually split it up into 2 parts because I knew if I uploaded it as one, it was going to be way too long and people weren't going to want to watch it. But, again, man, I just want to give a huge thanks and shout out to Eli Red 1990 on eBay, man. Thank you so much, brother, for sending me this guy. I can't tell you how stoked I am to finally have him in my collection. I've wanted him since he was a kid, since I found out that they did, a re-release of that, pretty terrible version of Spider-Man from the first wave when the show came out. That was very inaccurate. And, once I saw that they were releasing more accurate versions, I was just so stoked, man. So that's awesome. And oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, obviously, with the hinge and stuff, you can manipulate it for him to get his legs kicking out to the side. I didn't show that in articulation, but you can do that if you wanted to do that. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much, Eli, bro. I know it wasn't easy to give this figure away, so I really, really do appreciate you entrusting me with this figure. And from one collector to another, bro, I just want you to know he is in great hands, man. You can count on that. I've never let anything bad, no harm nor foul, come to this guy. So just want you to know that, bro. And yeah, I just appreciate you so much again for looking out, making sure I got this guy, in the display and everything. I mean, you're a really cool dude, bro. I really appreciate your passion for collecting and, checking in, making sure I got the figure and all that, man. 10 out of 10, definitely would do business with you again, man. Hopefully I can get some more items from you in the future. That would be really awesome. But yeah, so I think that's going to wrap up the review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And let's do a quick outro and get out of here. Oh, and real quick, I just wanted to mention before I go, I'm sorry, I'm dragging this on, but for those of you guys that want to get, a figure that's very similar to this guy, if for some reason you can't get your hands on this guy, because again, he is very, very rare and very hard to get a hold of. Like I said, there is a season 1 version of this that is very similar, just has less articulation. And if you're looking for that guy, I know that one of his releases is called the Electro Blast Spider-Man. So it's very similar to this. It's like basically the same mold. It's a little bit shorter. Yeah, just maybe like a little bit smaller in size, and then the colors on him are a little bit brighter also on the costume. But yeah, that's pretty much the only differences. He has a little bit less articulation, no bicep swivel. He has like a torso joint instead of an ab crunch. But overall, he has still pretty good articulation and a show accurate design. So if you're looking for that, it's the Electro Blast Spider-Man. That's one of the releases I know for the season 1 version. So just wanted to mention that, but let's get on out of here. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And this is your boy Bio signing out. Hey.